Okay, so today I am finally going to do my book review of Dorothy Must Die. Right? Dorothy Must Die. I've been meaning to do it for a really long time. I finished it like 3 weeks ago, and just shit's been going on. Like my brother smashing my vehicle and my whole breakdown. So I'm finally doing this, and I know that I'm kind of bad at doing reviews without giving away huge plot points and ruining it for people. I'm really gonna try not to do that this time, because I don't want to ruin it for people, so, you know. But I will say that if you are a huge fan of The Wizard of Oz, book or movie, you should not read this book. Like, if you are a die-hard fan of The Wizard of Oz, do not read this. And you will find out why once I start reviewing. I have my red lips for Dorothy, and I always have my pink hair, but in this book, the lead character has pink hair, so I've got the whole evil witch look for my eyes, red lips for Dorothy, and my pink hair for Amy Gum, which is the lead character of this book. So, the lead character is Amy Gum. I know that's a stupid name, and I don't know why the writer came up with it. She lives in Kansas in a trailer with her mother. Her mother is a drug addict. She takes pills constantly and drinks, and all she does is lay on the couch. Her dad left. He just left. He's not dead. They didn't divorce. He just left them. And she doesn't have any friends. Everybody knows that she lives in a trailer park at school, so they call her Salvation Amy, which is pretty clever, even though, you know, it's an insult. So, one day, there's this tornado warning, and Amy comes home, and her mother is leaving, and she's like, "Mom, there's a tornado coming. Like, where are you going?" And her mother was like, "Oh my god, there's a tornado party going on at this bar." So her mom left her during a tornado watch, because her mom is awful. And so Amy is by herself with the tornado, and her mother has a rat named Star, and she takes Star out of the cage because Star's freaking out because of the wind and the sounds outside. So Amy's holding Star, and of course you might guess that yes, the tornado picks up her trailer and lands her in Oz. But you probably guessed that already because it's kind of obvious. So she gets out of the she opens the door to the trailer to find that she is teetering on a cliff. And she meets this boy named Pete with big green eyes, and he saves her and the rat. And then he just kind of takes off. He's just like, I gotta go, I can't be here. And she's like, okay. And she also meets a munchkin, and she saves a monkey without wings because, well, I'm not gonna give that away. So she gets captured by Dorothy ultimately and locked in a cell until her judgment or court, whatever. But everybody loses because Dorothy has come back to Oz, and she is now evil. And so are the Scarecrow and the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion. They are all now awful, awful, evil human. Well, they're not all human beings, but they're all terrible, terrible people. Dorothy is now the princess of Oz. The wizard is no longer. He's there. He visits sometimes, I guess, but he is not the ruler of Oz. The true ruler is somebody else. This other princess who made Dorothy a princess. And then Dorothy did something to her so that she kind of is like a vegetable, like a walking vegetable, because when Amy meets her, she's just like, so she is locked up, and turns out Pete works there, and he comes and he visits her, and she's like, can you get me out? And he's like, I can't, do anything. And then the day that she's supposed to go to court, this witch appears in her cell, which has no windows and like no doors, like a magic door thing. And this ugly, grotesque looking witch shows up and saves her. They fight. She gives her this knife, and they fight their way out. And then the witch brings her to this cave. Actually, it's a cave where she finds out that the witch's name is Mombi, and then there are two other witches, Gert, who is a kind elderly figure, and Glamora, who is Glinda's twin sister, and she was like the wicked one. And but now Glinda is the one that is raping the resources of Oz, which the resources is magic, and her and Dorothy are trying to steal all the magic. They're mining it. So Amy has to team up with these witches, and also this boy named Knox, which is like her romantic interest, and he teaches her how to fight, and they tell her that she must be the one to kill Dorothy. No one ever says why, and no one knows how she got there, because none of the witches brought her there, but they know that she is the one that has to kill Dorothy. And she gets transformed into a servant that works there, and she has to observe the behaviors of Dorothy and ultimately kill her. So, what I think of this book, I actually really liked it. What I'm afraid of is that the next book is going to be not as good, because it just seems like a lot of times in trilogies, or more than books with more than one book, they keep going downhill with every book, because it feels like they're dragging it on, because they don't want to give up the story. And then at the end, they kind of just like throw in the towel, and the ending is complete garbage. So I'm afraid that that's what's going to happen with the second book. But this book I really enjoyed. The writing is a bit clumsy. I don't know what other word to use to describe the writing, but I like that it's clumsy, because it's kind of the way I write also. It's not so smart that like you can't understand half the words, but it's also not terrible where it like sounds like a kindergartner wrote it. But it can be a bit clumsy in parts. But I like that. The main character I really liked also, because she's sarcastic. She's got pink hair. She doesn't care really what people think of her, and she's strong from basically raising herself, because her mom was a drug addict. And the other characters in the book, I don't really believe the romantic interest very much. I like a little romance to be in every book I read, for the most part, but it has to be believable. Like her and Knox, it doesn't compute for me. I don't think that they are right for each other, or I don't even get why they like each other. It doesn't make sense. I was a little disappointed that all of the characters that I loved in The Wizard of Oz became these evil creatures. But it's fantasy. It's not real, so it ultimately it doesn't matter. So in the back it says that her mission ultimately, I keep saying that word, I don't know why, she has to remove the Tin Woodman's heart, steal the Scarecrow's brain, and take the lion's courage, and then Dorothy must die. So she has to do all of that first, because the talking monkey told her to at the end of the book. So I really like this book. Out of 5 stars, I give it a solid 4, maybe 4.5. I really, really did enjoy it because sarcasm is my second language, and there's a lot of sarcasm in this book, and I just like the main character. She's just real, like a real person. So yeah, 4.5 I give it. So Melissa, whenever you're ready to come take the book and you want to read it, it's here for you because I'm done. And I hope this was helpful to other people if they were wavering on reading it. Like and subscribe if you're not already, if you want to. It's up to y'all. You do you. Peace out and much love.